What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're working on the Corolla again and we're replacing the dashboard light. Now for this job all you need is a Phillips head screwdriver and a set of bulbs. For me I'm going with LEDs. I already have an LED in there but it tends to flicker. It sometimes doesn't even work at all. So I'm going to replace it, but if you have a stock incandescent bulb then I'm going to show you how to replace it to an LED. So let's get started. First what you want to do is remove your ashtray. There's a little push tab here. You want to remove it completely, not just pull it out, because you want to have room to grab onto here. Next, there are two Phillips head screws located here and here. Remove those. They may not come out completely, but as long as you unscrew them, it should be fine. Next, once this is loose, you want to just completely remove it from this upper trim piece right here, and then from the bottom you want to grip it like this. It has a little lip here that you can grip on and pull straight out. It's gonna be a little tough because it has a lot of clips, but eventually it'll pop free. And then make sure it doesn't get stuck up here. Pull it straight out, and then you can just let this hang unless you feel like unplugging it, but it's not absolutely necessary. Next we're going to move up here. You're going to remove all these little tabs for the heater control. The AC button also needs to come out, but if you can't get it out like this, don't worry about it because it'll pop out once we remove this whole panel. So for this next step, we're going to remove the panel. Be careful because there is a clip somewhere around here and then a clip right here. My panel actually cracked right here. You can't see it right now because it's pressed in, but it cracked when I tried to remove it one time when it was really cold outside, so that was my bad. Just make sure that you either have a trim tool to pry here with to help it come out, or you do it when it's hot out. That way, instead of breaking, the plastic will tend to bend a little bit before it cracks. So it does have a little bit of flex to it, but you don't want to pull on it too hard. So the way I like to do it is I grab it underneath here, and then right here with my other hand, I'm going to wrap the screwdriver in this tissue so I make the area less dirty. And then put it down in there and then just pry up. And as you can see, that popped out the clip. Nothing broke. And then do the same to this side right here. There we go. Now the AC button comes right out. And out comes this panel. If you are interested in replacing your head unit, I do have a video on that, so go check that out. That's where I install this head unit right here. At this point, you can disconnect the clock, the rear defrost if you have one, and the hazards. I'm not going to disconnect the clock because I don't want to lose the clock, but you can just pull it up to the side, and there you go. You have access to this piece of clear plastic right here, which, as you can see, I pried out on this little tab here, and that removed it. And this is what basically spreads the light from this one single bulb to this whole area right here. As you can see, it's a little bit burnt on the sides. That's from when I had an incandescent bulb in there, and it was actually burned a lot more, but I drilled it out. I had to drill it out bigger in order to fit that LED bulb right there, because as you can see, it has a bigger tip on it. But in your case, you may or may not need to drill out the hole just a little tiny bit in order to make an LED bulb fit in there. All right, so super simple. Once you get the bulb exposed, you can just pull on it. It comes right out. This is a 74 type bulb, so if you're looking for one, that's the number you want to look for, but I'm going to link it down in the description as well. Throw that one away, get your new one, plug it in, and just like I said in my gauge cluster LED install video, these LEDs are sensitive to polarity, which means the current can only flow in one direction. So positive can only be on one side and negative can only be on the other side. So in this case, I got mine correct. But if for some reason you put yours on backwards, that's still the right way, stupid. If for some reason you put yours on backwards, it won't light up. So in that case, you just flip it 180 degrees so that the positive can be connected to the positive and negative to negative. Once it works, you take this little piece of plastic. You want to start it on the right side. It has a little tab here. Press it over the light and then press it into place and it should snap in. Now, as you can see, this evenly spreads out the light. If you have a light bulb that is not like this one, where it has 3 LEDs on the top and then 2 on each side, if you have one that produces more of a uniform kind of light, that would be best. But this one also works and it looks great. So let's continue with the install. So at this point, you want to put your trim piece back in place. Make sure all these tabs stick through, and then once it's lined up, just tap it into place. It has 4 tabs, one here, one here, one here, and one here. So just press on all 4 corners and it should snap in. After you've done that and you're sure it's in place, you can start installing your knobs and all your controls. So the trick to these is, see how they have a slant to them, and then in white is indicated where the selector is. Now the ones that are pointing with the white strip upwards go on the bottom because they indicate this top area right here, and the ones that have the pointy side up but the white strip on the bottom go on the top, because they still point in the same direction but they indicate the bottom. So just in case you get confused, or you can just try it until it works. Fun fact, I don't know if your Corollas have this, but mine has a little stop in the middle, so you can do half outside air, half recirculate. That's a neat feature. I use that sometimes when it's the engine's warming up in the winter and I want fresh air from the outside so the windows don't fog up. But if I do recirculate, then the windows fog up, and even though the engine will heat up faster, then I get foggy windows. But if I do outside air, then it doesn't fog up my windows, but it just lets all the heat from the engine get sucked through the heater core, and then my engine doesn't warm up because it's just a tiny little Corolla engine. Anyway, all right, now comes time to install this bottom trim piece. Make sure the screws go into where they're supposed to go, and then just press it into place. It has one clip on this side, one clip on the other side. So make sure those are pressed in, and then tuck the screws into where they're supposed to go. When it comes to tightening these down, you are screwing into plastic, so just be careful not to over tighten them. Just make it snug, and that should be plenty tight for these 2 screws right here. All right, once that's done, you want to reinstall your ashtray, close it up. All right, let's test out the new light that we installed. Oh, I like it. That's nice and bright. It's sort of even. I mean, it is focused around here, but that's because we have that LED that has the 3 little LEDs at the end of it. But that's all right. I don't mind it. I'm going to link this down in the description. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.